Hoodie gang, man. What it do, gang? It's your boy, Big Hoodie 5, man. Your favorite hood sports reporter, man. When you see me, you already know we coming with them predictions. We coming with the football content, man. We being consistent. Last video did solid, man. Need y'all to keep running these videos up for me, man. While you here, be sure to like the video, man. Subscribe to the channel. I know a lot of y'all be watching. Don't be subbed up, man. Go ahead and help me out. You feel me? So I can keep giving y'all this dope content, man. But yeah, man, without further ado, I'm gonna quit yapping. We're gonna go ahead and get to the week 2 predictions. And I'm gonna start trying to add little prop bets here and there. You know what I'm saying? And y'all bear with me. Let's get into it, gang. Bang.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. You already know the fuck going on. Better stand that shit. You already know what going on. SOB, you better stand on business. Yeah. 5. SOB shit. You already know what's going on. Stand on that shit. Yeah.
Well, fuck it. I keep that camera rolling, bitch, so I can show you how to ball. Don't put no trust up in these niggas, slime you out behind that wall. They have a scale, referee on every play, I make that call. Won't catch me loving.
I know I said I was gonna give y'all the fantasy content. I have not forgot. I'm gonna try to record a video this week, and I'm gonna have to be thorough about it, which is why I haven't done it yet. Feel me? It's gonna be basically giving y'all a summary since I couldn't upload the draft, and giving y'all a summary of the draft of who picked who, basically the teams, quick little overview, and then going from there, going forward. I already got the content lined up, the ideas, whatnot. Y'all just bear with me for all my fantasy lovers, man. But other than that, man, let's get into these predictions. And y'all know we got to start off with the Thursday night game. I probably will be dropping this on Thursday. I'm telling y'all, man, hey, stick with me now. Thursday we got Washington versus Green Bay. Short week for Green Bay and Washington, you feel me? No major injuries to know outside of what was already understood with Green Bay. Jaden Reed, I believe, I'm not 100% sure if he got hurt. Let's see. I believe Dobbs did get a little injury. It don't say nothing about it. I think somebody else got tweaked a little bit. I can't remember. We know Christian Watson is still hurt. They just gave him a little extension, but anyway, that ain't what we here for. You feel me? We here for predictions. You know what I'm saying? Last video did solid. I need y'all to go run this one up for me too. But yeah, man, we got the Commanders and the Packers. So looking at the matchup, just straight up, it seems like a pretty 50-50 game. The money is going that way as well. It's either one way or the other. It's really, I feel like this game is probably one of the most up in the air games, considering it's a short week, so it's already gonna be very intense. A lot of people gonna be tired a lot faster. You know, things of that nature. Got to deal with a lot of things when it's back-to-back games on a short week. So the spread right now is generally about 3.5. So I'm thinking, since the Packers are the favorite, I'm guessing it's gonna be because of defense. I'm really gonna go with the Commanders as far as the spread goes. I know they're a team that can score. There's a lot more mobility in Jaden Daniels than there was in Jared Goff, because the Packers straight up shut the Detroit Lions down. But overall, I think that Commanders can still get in the red zone, and I believe they can create more opportunities. Now, I do know Austin Eckler does have a little tweak, but I don't think they're not really a super heavy run team anyway. I'm really excited to see what Debo Samuels is gonna do. So let's go ahead and see what Debo's yard is projected for 53.5. I ain't gonna lie, I like that over. Feel me? I'm gonna start sliding y'all some little prop bets to slide in there. You feel me? I think Debo Samuel's over 53.5. Really, if you can put it at 53, if you can do a little alternate spread, I like 53.5. The odds is -120, so I'm liking that. You feel me? I'm liking that a lot. As far as the over under goes, I'm not really sure how I feel about the over under. I want to say over, but since Green Bay does have such a powerful defense. But you know what? They was getting down that field though. You know what I'm saying? They was getting down that field. But y'all see where a lot of percent of the money going, and a lot of percent of the bets are going to the under 48 and a half. And I think it's all based on defense. I think a lot of people are thinking that Green Bay's defense really gonna hold Washington down. They're not gonna need to score a lot of points. But they were doing that to Detroit, and they did not let their foot off the gas. And I believe that's how they're gonna go into this week as well. So I ain't gonna lie, I low key like the over. The odds are pretty good either way. So you know you're gonna come up. I believe, yeah, the odds of course are a little better certain platforms if you do go for the over. So Vegas is trying to tell us something. It's just about how you go and read into it for real. Next game we got is the Patriots and the Dolphins, man. So of course we don't like this game. New England had a terrible for terrible first week against Las Vegas, the new Las Vegas. Geno Smith, Ashton Genty. I feel like we did a good job at containing the run with Ashton Genty. He wasn't able to get any explosive runs off, but Geno, man, he was slinging that ball. He's actually in the top. I believe he's top three in quarterbacks for last week. Two, yeah, he's top three. He's second. It's Josh Allen, Geno, and Justin Herbert. So definitely expect this to be a little bit more of a high scoring game. So I definitely like the over on this game. Both teams looking to get a win. Miami is definitely going to be looking to bounce back. They had probably the worst showing of all teams last week, even worse than what the Saints did, and the Saints projected to be the worst team in the league. The Dolphins just straight up wet the bed. I ain't gonna lie. The spread is so terrible right now. I really wouldn't even touch that. Like, if anything, I would probably give it an alt spread of a little cushion, maybe 5.5, 6, to give yourself a little cushion on whatever team you like, just to make it more safe for you. I ain't gonna lie. I don't really have any props that I like either. I don't like either running back scenario. Devon A. Chain coming off an injury, calf injury. I believe it's either calf or ankle, one of them. It's something going on with his lower extremities, and I'm just not too hype on that. Ramondre Stevenson, of course, not really. Now, Travion Henderson, I do feel like they're going to get him more involved. 31.5 is extremely low, so I might would go for that. It seems like a pretty solid home run. The Dolphins really couldn't stop nothing going on with the Colts last week, and the Patriots do have a lot more weapons. Uh, Also looking at Stephon Diggs, 38.5. I'm not mad if you want to take Diggs or Waddle as far as the lower end. I would take the lower end props on this game. Like, not nothing expecting nothing too crazy. Like, expecting 65 yards from Tyreek Hill this game. Till I see it, I just can't put I can't put no real faith into that. I'm not gonna lie. But overall, I think I like the Patriots in this game, money line, and probably gonna take the under in this game. That's probably where a lot of the money was going. Yeah, the under for sure, for sure. Next game we got is the Jaguars and the Bengals. This game, slightly better game, better chances for the Jaguars. They do have a better defense, of course, than the Bengals. Bengals defense just not too hot. They did step up a lot last week, but their offense did not show up at all against the Browns. So I'm expecting a way better showing from this group as well. They have the type of core that you kind of don't give up on them after 1 week. Like with Jamar Chase and T Higgins, like as long as T Higgins healthy, I'm not giving up on him. Jamar Chase, same thing. I like Jamar Chase for a touchdown, anytime touchdown. That's probably much something I probably run almost every week with no hesitation, especially against a team like this. Definitely know that Joe Burrow is going to be looking for him more often. I'm also expecting a solid game from Trevor Lawrence. He played very decent last week. I'm not too mad at maybe going down on this all a little bit on the 242 and a half. I don't know what he had last week. Last week, that's not last week. Let me just go right here. Just gonna show everybody. Last week he had 178. Again, Cincinnati being a slightly, I don't want to say worse team than the Carolina Panthers in the secondary, but they're not as good. It's just they're not that good. I don't know. Maybe a cool 200 yards from Trevor Lawrence. Maybe. I'm saying we know he's capable of it. It's not a question on if. It's more a question on when. That's one of those things. The spread is 3.5. I don't like this spread. If you want to alt this spread, I'm not mad at you for that either. Just don't alt it too far, or it just depends on where the odds take you. Minus 115, you going up 2 points on that might not hurt too much. Of course, a lot of percent of the money is going towards Cincinnati on the spread. The total is 49.5. I don't like that at all. I don't like that. I definitely like this game to go under. But I do, like I said, I do expect a way better showing from Cincinnati. Even though they won last week, I do expect them to turn up though, for real. Money line, Bengals money line. That's the best thing. Come on now, talk to me nice. Ravens. all day in this game, not hesitating. I don't like this 11 and a half. I don't think they're gonna run it up too crazy, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I would probably just stay away from this spread as a whole. This probably is going to be the highest spread of the week anyway. But definitely like Derrick Henry for a touchdown. Definitely like Lamar Jackson on rushing yards. Definitely like that. That's a great combo to throw on the ticket any day of the week. Zay Flowers on receiving yards. He had an amazing week last week. I believe he's top three in receiving yards from last week for the first week. Rushing, receiving. Yeah, he's number one actually. 143 yards last week. On not a lot of catches either. He was getting good breaks, getting upfield, 7 receptions. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely liking that. Definitely a lot of fantasy upside with that too this week. So yeah, I'm not mad if you want to take Zay Flowers either. Well, again, we don't really know the quarterback scenario or situation over there in Cleveland. It's very very shaky. Joe Flacco held his own, but they just couldn't make no plays. And there's not really a lot of consensus on the running game as well. They still got Dylan Sampson and Jerome Ford over there, but Keyshawn Junkins, the rookie, he just signed his deal. He got all his stuff put behind him. So now it's like, what role is he going to play? So it's just a lot of confusion over there in Cleveland. So definitely Baltimore is a safe pick, bottom line. I'm not really too worried on that. Total 45 and a half is really going to determine how bad the Ravens decide to beat the shit out the Browns. Like that's really the only thing I can really tell you. 44 and a half is probably a guarantee, maybe even 43 and a half. That's probably a guarantee because Baltimore is literally going to score over 20 points. I can guarantee you that. With a Brown scorer, I have no idea. But that's why this is so tough because I know the Ravens are going to score, but I don't know how efficient the Browns are going to be scoring. I believe they only scored like 10 points last week, 16 points, some shit like that. I think it was 17-16 the game against the Bengals. So, and the Ravens have a 2 times better defense. So I'm not really expecting a lot of scoring coming from there. Next game we got is a divisional game. The Cowboys and the Giants. This is the Cowboys' second divisional game. First one, I ain't gonna lie, they coulda beat Philly. This one is way more doable. This is way more doable. They will be without Deron Bland for a few weeks, which is a major shot to their secondary. So I am expecting a little bit better performance out of maybe a Jalen Waddle, sneaky with the receiving yards. He can give you something. What did I say? I don't even know what I just said. I don't even know what I just said. Feel me? I don't even know what I just said, so we just gonna ignore what I just said. Wandale Robinson. I don't even know if that's what I said for real. Wandale Robinson, sneaky, solid pick. Let's see what he had last week. Malik Neighbors had a pretty decent showing, 71 yards. Wandale, 55 yards. See, he's going to be a consistent target. He's going to run a lot of them short routes. He's going to be a lot of check downs, and he can get some good, some yak yards. So I definitely like him for this 40. He was almost a guarantee for me last year. So I'm definitely expecting this again. CeeDee Lamb, of course, guaranteed. That's pretty much a home run too. Will Malik Neighbors get more targets? I'm assuming so. I seen a few posts. I don't know if they're true or not about Brian Dabo going to talk about Jackson Dart potentially starting. So I don't know how that's going to play out. If it does play out, if it doesn't play out, I know if it does play out, Malik Neighbors going to get a lot more of the passes. If it doesn't, things are probably still going to go that way. It's still supposed to be Malik's team, but sometimes things just happen. And of course, we know he's going to be the one to get double covered over the top, especially leaving the safety up there for him. He can make the deep passes with deep catches. I don't know which one you want to put. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm not really too confident in the Malik Neighbors prop. Next game we got is the Rams and the Titans, man. So we pushing up towards the end of the 1 o'clock games. Titans are getting a lot of the money on the spread. I don't really know why. I guess people like the showing that they gave. And for the Broncos to have one of the best defenses in the league, they didn't get blown out. Tennessee didn't get blown out. Now that is a very it's very important to note that Denver's offense was terrible. There's not a lot of receiving threats. The running game is mediocre at best, and it just wasn't a lot going on. Now, defensively, Denver was the far more superior team, but Tennessee defense was not bad. It wasn't bad. The Rams took a little minute to kind of get in the groove last week. So I'm looking for them to have somewhat of a bounce back game. It looks like they do have things in order, like things are starting to flow. Matthew Stafford did look healthy, so I'm not expecting no. Injury scares out of him, at least currently. So for the most part, we can probably take the Rams money line. And if y'all want to take the Titans on the spread, I'm not mad at it. Taking the Titans on the spread 5.5. If you want to up that a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 7. You feel me? I'm not mad at it, bro. I'm not mad at it, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not mad at it at all. Prop I like is probably gonna be Kyron for anytime touchdown. Definitely looking for Devontae Adams or Puka Nacua to pretty much this be their breakout game for the season. They were showing a lot of glimpses last week. Puka Nacua had a little blood incident, but nothing too crazy. He's looking healthy right now, so I'm expecting one of them to pretty much go off in this game. Calvin really made a couple drops towards the later part of the game that could have put them up, put them in good field position. So I'm definitely looking for a bounce back game from him as well. Next game we got is the Bills and the Jets, man. So this game pretty much would have been before now, for me at least, it would have been more of a guaranteed game. This would have been one of them games where I would have been like, yeah, Buffalo all the way. But I ain't gonna lie, I low key want to take the Jets on the spread. This is a divisional game for one, so these teams know each other. This now it's a new coaching staff over there in New York, which is of course they gotta have a more of a break-in period. Buffalo looked like a very stout, refined team. You know what I'm saying? They look very in control. Even though being down, they still looked in control. Josh Allen came out there looking poised, so I'm gonna say take Josh. Josh anytime touchdown pretty much guaranteed, and it's probably this yards is probably guaranteed too. We know he's gonna get that ball in the air. He's making very efficient throws. It wasn't too many all-target throws. Keon Coleman seemed to be stepping up a little bit. We didn't see a lot from Khalil Shakir, but I'm expecting a turnaround from that this year because that's one of his main targets. But I'm not mad if you want to take the Jets on the spread. I'm really not. The over/under, I'm definitely probably gonna take this over. I'm definitely expecting the Bills to score, and I'm definitely expecting them to score at will. It's really can the Jets stop them and can they counter? Now, I really want y'all to put some respect on my boy Justin Fields' name. To me, he had a fantastic game last week. I'm not mad at the game he had at all, despite the loss, which was to me more of a credit to Aaron Rodgers and his experience and him just being who he is. You feel me? And bringing him back and getting him in field goal range for them to make that kick. Uh, I'm not mad at how Justin Fields played. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. He was rushing the ball efficiently. He was throwing the ball efficiently. 16 for 22, 72% completion percentage. He was making all the right throws. He was making the right decisions. They were calling the right plays. It's just, things should, late game decisions. And Jalen Ramsey making a phenomenal play at the end of the game. That definitely plays a part. So we can't ignore that. So I'm not gonna fault the Jets totally for that loss. So I definitely like this game to go over. I'm not gonna lie. I like this game to go over, but I still like the Bills money line. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not mad at you if you want to take the Jets on the spread. Next game we got is the Bears and the Lions. Now this game, I know is going to be a bounce back game for the Lions. I know they're going to try to put their foot on top of Chicago's fucking neck. I'm not gonna lie. They're going to try to come out there and beat the brakes off Chicago just for how bad they played last week. And Jared Goff is one of them quarterbacks, them sneaky quarterbacks that can have a game where he literally doesn't miss a pass. Like he everything is on target. He goes 18 for 18 like he did last season, and it's just crazy. So we can't overlook the Lions in this game. I definitely like the Lions for the money line. I don't know how I feel about Chicago on the spread. Their defensive line definitely stepped up, and I definitely feel like that was one of the major contributors to their Monday night success, at least in the first half. Second half, they started to break down. People started to get tired. I feel like the Lions team is going to note that they're going to pay attention to that in film, and they're going to start pounding the ball early. They're going to start giving it to them running backs early and often, and they're going to try to wear down the Chicago defensive line because that's what's going to open up everything else. They already is short in the secondary in Chicago, and I believe one of their corners got hurt after he had a pick six. The one who got the pick six, I can't even remember his name right now, but yeah, he got hurt and he went down, and now they're even shorter. Uh, I don't know if he's coming back or not, But Detroit has way too many options, and I definitely feel like it's gonna be a bounce back game for them. I would stay away from the spread unless you're a Chicago fan for real, and I would probably look more towards the over. I know Chicago's gonna try to get down that field. Caleb Williams looks like he's in a way better, way more comfortable situation than what he was in last year, especially early on in the game. He's not afraid to rush it now. I feel like he was being real timid with rushing the ball last year, and I'm definitely expecting him to want to prove himself this game. You know what I'm saying? So kind of sort of pushing for the over for sure. 46.5 does seem a little low too. I would expect it to be at least 47.5 or 48. Next game we got is the Seahawks and the Steelers, man. So this game, again, another 50-50 game. Not really sure how to feel about this game. Pittsburgh had a great showing. Defense stepped up. Like I said, Jalen Ramsey making a phenomenal play. Joey Porter Jr. is hurt, but they did just acquire Jaleel Peppers from my boys, from my Pats, and they still got Darius Slay. So that secondary is good. They signed all their linemen back. T.J. Watt is back. They gave Cam Hayward a little extension. Cam Hayward did get he got a little shooken last week. Got a little scare. Had to hit the 10 a little bit, but I don't think it's nothing too major. Over under is 40.5. I definitely like that to go over. I'm not gonna lie. Seattle does have a solid defense, but I like this game to go over. I definitely like the Steelers to win this game, but I like the Seahawks on the spread a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Y'all just bear with me. A little bit. I like them on the spread. A little bit. You feel me? 3 is to me extremely low. For this to be the percent on the spread, but Vegas only has the spread at 3. And if I was to check the line movement, I don't know how to check the line movement on the computer. I normally do it on my phone. Is this it right here? No. It's the history between the two. Seahawks covering. That's what I do know. So I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad. I'm not mad if you want to take the Seahawks on this spread. 3 to me is low, and I feel like they're telling you something with that. For real. I don't have no props I like in this game. I don't. DK Metcalf did have a phenomenal game, so I do expect him to get to DK. I would probably take him on receptions. I don't know if I take him on yards, but he's definitely going to get targeted. So there's definitely going to be opportunities there for him to catch the ball. And if you can take targets, come on now, that's going to be guaranteed. That's going to be guaranteed. And it's 40.5 though. I don't know. I'll probably stay away from that. I'll probably stay away from that. I feel like I need to go through these a little bit faster. 49ers and the Saints. I'm liking the 49ers in this game. 49ers money line. But the Saints did not play terrible last week. Despite a lot of contrary belief, they did not play terrible. The over under is 40.5. Brock Purdy is not going to play. They said it's a long shot for him to play because of shoulder, and I believe he got a foot or toe injury. So he's going to be out. Mac Jones going to be the starter. Don't know how to feel about Mac. Juwan Jennings still out. Brandon Ayuk is still out. George Kittle is out now. So I don't know how to feel about that. Definitely probably take the Saints on the spread. Yeah, definitely like the Saints on the spread. I definitely like my boy Alvin Kamara for rushing yards. I like Christian McCaffrey for rushing attempts. I like him for rushing attempts. He gonna get the ball damn near every play. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just be prepared for that. Panthers and the Cardinals. This is an ugly game. This is an ugly game. This is a very high spread though. It's like Vegas, like, nah, Panthers, y'all tried to fool us last week. We gave y'all more of a decent spread. Now we gonna up it a little bit. Cause last week they was 5.5 underdog. Now they're 6.5, and they still get a lot of people still taking them. I mean, I still got faith in them. I still think Bryce Young is way more polished, way more developed from sitting out. I do think that helped a lot. I do like Chuba Hubbard on rushing yards, and I do like James Conner on rushing yards. I like both of them. Those are sweet. The over under is 43.5, 44.5. Oh no, 44, 43.5. I'm not expecting a lot of defense. So low key, I like this game to go over. But I can understand if you take the under. I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. But who I like money line, I don't know. I don't know because the Panthers could beat the Cardinals. They could, bro. I'm not gonna lie, they could. The Cardinals didn't show me nothing exceptional. The Broncos and the Colts. I love the Broncos in this game. That spread is not high. I believe Vegas is putting a lot of effort into the Colts and what they did last week. Daniel Jones breaking Colts records and whatnot. I'm not fooled by it. Also, I think that it is a to note that, like I said, Denver's offense was terrible last week against Tennessee. I think that's why too. So we gotta credit that. Spread is 1.5 to 2.5. I kind of like 2.5 for the. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. This game is tough. This is actually a tough game to pick. I do like the Broncos money line, but as far as everything else, this is a tough game to pick just because of how bad the Broncos defense was and how I'm not ready to give in to how the Colts performed last week against Miami. I think Miami just played terrible. The Broncos aren't going to be that bad on defense, especially. So all that from from Daniel Jones that we seen, I don't think he's going to be able to do it against the Broncos. I do like this game to go under. Pretty much a lot of people are betting a lot of these games to go under. I think that's because of how last week went. But as far as the spread goes, I probably would stay away from the spread. Probably would stay away from that. The Eagles and the Chiefs, big game, Super Bowl rematch. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This game right here is gonna be probably game of the week. 4 o'clock game, nice midday. Let all the other games get out the way. You feel me? Now we get to the big dogs. This is one of them ones. I believe this is a. I'm not gonna say this is a do or die game for the Chiefs, but this is a must-win game for the Chiefs. Philly could afford to lose this game, and ain't nobody gonna worry too much. It's gonna be like, oh wow, what if? But no, that's over with. They already got their ring. They good. And as far as this game goes, the Chiefs are going to be in for a rude awakening because the Eagles look like they're still the Eagles. They lost a lot of players on defense, a lot of valuable players on defense from last year that helped contribute to that Super Bowl run. They didn't look like they missed a beat. Jalen Carter will be back more than likely. He had a little $60,000 fine, spitting on Dak, but whatever. I believe he's going to be back, and I know he's going to be looking to make an impact. The Chiefs do not have a run game, so there's going to be a lot of pressure put on Patty. Patty is way more mobile than Dak. It didn't look like they were getting too much pressure on Dak simply because of Jalen Carter's absence. But with him being back now, I know they're going to try to get a lot more pressure on the Chiefs, and they're going to play them the same way they played them in the Super Bowl. Chiefs being down another receiver is going to put a lot more pressure on Hollywood Brown. So I probably would take him. Let me see what they got him for. 61.5. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. 5.5 receptions, I definitely like that. Patty is definitely going to target him. And of course, I like Jalen Hurts on rushing yards. 43.5, extremely low. I love that. I love that. When you see him and Lamar at 43.5 or anything around 40, take it. That's a given. Saquon Barkley, of course, we like him for anytime touchdown, and Jalen Hurts for anytime touchdown. And the over-under is 46.5. Of course, we like that to go over. I feel like that's super low. We haven't even seen nothing over 46.5 yet. So I feel like that's super low considering this is a Super Bowl rematch. They're going to score. These two teams right here, the Eagles and the Chiefs, they're going to score the ball for sure. The Falcons and the Vikings, this is definitely going to be a good game. This is going to be a good game right here. Atlanta looked good, bro. Atlanta looked good. Michael Penix looked comfortable. Drake London did get a little shoulder sprain. He is day to day. They're not completely ruling him out for Sunday, so there is anticipation for that. Minnesota showed a lot of moxie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. JJ McCarthy showed a lot of moxie. I don't know how confident I am in him, but Atlanta's defense isn't crazy. They have a decent secondary, but they're not gonna get too much pressure on him, so I feel like he'll be a lot more comfortable in that pocket. He got the jitters out from that first game, Monday night game. He being everything on him. They're the only game on. I feel like that was a lot of pressure for him. And like I said, Chicago's defense was getting a lot more pressure at him as well. But I don't think Atlanta can create that same type of pressure with the quarterback. So I believe he could be able to get off a lot more throws. Of course, we love Justin Jefferson. He wasn't able to really get off the way he wanted to. J.J. McCarthy made some questionable throws, a little off target. But, of course, this is going to be a bounce-back game. I don't know if I like him for 75.5. I don't know what he had last week, but I don't know if I like him for 75.5. But if Drake London plays, I definitely probably take Drake London under. It just depends on what they say the rest of this week leading into Sunday. Definitely like Bijan though. I like Bijan for receiving yards. This might be the sneakiest pick, sneaky guaranteed pick of the week. If you can get this at 25.5, like right now, I would take it because by Sunday this not gonna stay there. A lot of people gonna start putting money on this, and they're gonna start taking that. And that number's gonna go up. It's probably gonna go up to 35 and a half, 40, which is gonna make it a lot harder because they may not involve him as much in the passing game, even though I feel like they're gonna have to. But I love that 25 and a half for him rushing yards. I mean receiving yards for sure. And I definitely like him rushing 65 and a half. I feel like that's not too. That's not too terrible. Like that's not nothing. That's not nothing unbearable for real. Like let me see what he had last week. Did I pass him? I had to. Where is he at? Wow, he's not up there. Oh, he only had 100. Why I feel like I done scrolled past. I probably scrolled past him. No, he only had 24 yards. He had 24 yards. He had 100 receiving yards. That is receiving. Damn. 12 carries, 24 yards. I don't know. Never mind. I don't like Bijan on rushing yards. I do like Jordan Mason to get more involved in the rushing game this week. They gave him a lot of touches last week. Aaron Jones was looking fine as well, but I definitely like Jordan Mason. 61 and a half seems like a lot, but they don't really they don't really have a run defense. He had 68 last week. You know what? You can maybe put it down a little bit. I feel like it's more of a guarantee. I feel like it's more of a guarantee. I'm not mad at that. Not mad at that at all. We got two Monday night games to finish it off. Uh, and yeah, man, we got the Buccaneers and the Texans, and we got the Chargers and the Raiders. Now, I love the Chargers in this game. Definitely like the Chargers money line. Don't really know how I feel about the spread. The Raiders, Geno Smith is gonna get the ball out, and they got some pretty solid receivers. They were doing their job. Let me just say that. And I don't know how well the Chargers are going to hold up on the run defense when it comes down to Ashton Genty. They didn't really have to do much when it came down to the run last week against the Chiefs, but they held up against the Chiefs phenomenally. I'm definitely liking them on this game. 46 and a half. And probably take that over. I feel like every game that's at 46 and a half now is probably going to go over because that's just pushing the highest envelope right now. So them are the highest spread games. So I feel like those are the more likely those games are going to go over, except for maybe a couple that the ones that I already named. And the Buccaneers and the Texans is more of a, I would say it's more of an even match game, but I ain't gonna lie, the Texans look bad offensively. C.J. Stroud just looks to be not really there. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's gonna be a bounce back game. They're going to be at home. Buccaneers though made a phenomenal comeback, and Mecca Ibuka looks like he belongs here. Look like he been playing already. He don't even look like no rookie. Definitely like this game to go under 42 and a half. 2.5 on the spread for the Bucks. I like that too. I don't think the Texans is really gonna blow them out like that. So yeah, man, that's what I got for week 2. When it come down to these picks, if you stuck with me to the end of the video, man, be sure to like the video, man. Subscribe to the channel. You know, we try to do this, man. I'm trying to do this efficiently. I know I yapped a little bit though. We gonna try to cut some stuff down, man. But I love y'all. I love everybody who stuck it out with me, man. We're gonna keep bringing y'all this fantastic content, you feel me? And yeah, man, like the video, sub to the channel. We out, gang.